Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox, on what is rather actually a bright Friday morning, which is always good, as indeed is always being a Friday. We have a story here, which is basically highlighting one of the big issues you've got if you happen to be one of those living in Glasgow. We did the story earlier about parents trying to raise a petition to stop the cuts to teacher numbers. They're looking to get rid of 450 teachers in Glasgow because they quite simply don't have the money. Well, whilst this is a rather hard-up council, apparently, even though it's a council with the biggest budget in Scotland, they must obviously be spending it on things like foreign trips to Dubai and Greggs sausage rolls by the lorryful, because whilst they don't have money for teachers, they do have a lot of money for their Lord Provost. This is the woman who had two very, very expensive lampposts put outside her house, if you remember. But now they've decided that that wasn't enough, and they're going to have to pay for a painting for her. And so they've paid for a painting for her. £1,000. Unbelievable. So Eva Bollender, the Lord Provost, which isn't really a proper role, it's just a bit like, deputy assistant in charge of paper clips, something like that. So gets these expensive lampposts. Now she's got a nice oil painting to hang up as well, all courtesy of the taxpayers of Glasgow. Nice work if you can get it. Meanwhile, we'll fire 450 teachers to help pay for this. It is waste on an industrial scale. Let's have a look. So SNP cuts council, shells out £1,000 for a portrait of the shoe scandal Lord Provost. Because if you remember, she put shoes through on expenses which cost about £1,100. And this is on top, of course, of those very expensive lampposts. Now, as far as I can tell, none of these things are actually necessary, so it's all just to massage her magnificently large ego. She, for some reason, thinks that she's in any way important. She's just a nobody. Oh, look, I've managed to make it all the way up here, not through skill and talent, but through political machinations, and now I get all this money spent on me by the taxpayers for no reason whatsoever. Glasgow Council paid £950 for a print of a painting of Eva Bollender, who quit as Lord Provost in 2019. So she's not even the current one. Cash-strapped council, Glasgow Council paid for a portrait of Lord Provost, who quit after claiming 23 pairs of shoes. The framed print does not even include Eva Bollender's footwear, as the image does not cover her feet in her very, very expensive Louboutin or whatever. Labour councillor George Redmond said, "This is another sign of the SNP Council's wrong set of priorities. It is highly insensitive to spend money on a print when teachers face losing their jobs." Bollender, an SNP councillor, quit as Lord Provost in 2019 after the record exposed how she had claimed around £8,000 on clothes and beauty products, and her wardrobe overhaul included splashing out £1,150 on shoes. These people live and think they are so entitled. Thousands upon thousands of pounds. Why? So I can look pretty. Well, love, it'll take a lot more than that. Several hours under a surgeon's knife and a very intense weight loss, and maybe, remove all the clown makeup. Celebrated Scots artist Gerard Burns, no relation, had already completed a painting of her standing on a bridge in central Glasgow, sporting a black raincoat and grey scarf. Emails released under a Freedom of Information show exchanges between the council and Burns on the local authority buying a copy. So this isn't even the original, this is just a copy for £950. The £950 price was for a framed canvas print, and it will sit in the council's in-house gallery, where nobody will ever look at it. And if they did, they just go, "Who's that woman?" An insider said it was ironic that Bollender's shoes are not visible. I bet they are on the original one. I bet that's been cut off under cut that away. Don't want to see them. The council has a tradition of commissioning a portrait of former Lord Provosts. Let me rephrase that. Wasting public money. But a town hall insider said the decision over Bollinger was sensitive given her resignation. Just snap with your phone, print out happy snaps, away you go. There you go. Save you a load of money. The SNP-led council shelled out even though they are facing a 3-year funding black hole over £100 million. And is it any wonder when you're spending £1,000 on a crook? At the time, Bollinger also billed the public £992 for 14 dresses, £435 for 7 blazers, £358 for specs, and £200 on a designer hat. Who the actual does she think she is? She made the taxpayer stump up for 20 nail treatments and 10 haircuts worth £751. Where do these people live? Absolutely. They think they can have their whole... I've made it to Lord Provost. Everything I ever spend has got to be on the taxpayer now. It's thievery, isn't it? Her claims were made at a time of service cuts for Glaswegians, and she paid back about £2,000, so bugger all of the total. She apologised at the time, don't care. She said, she's quit, but she needs to pay it all back, every single penny, and then be jailed for fraud. She said, my spending incurred was within the rules need to change. However, on reflection, there are items I should have chosen not to claim. Yeah, every single one. If it was for you personally, every single one. For that, I apologise unreservedly. Don't care. We don't want your apology. We've got your job, but we want the money. Tory MSP Annie Wells said, hard-pressed Glaswegians will not have forgotten how this SNP provost had to resign in disgrace after squandering taxpayers' cash on personal gifts. While the city chambers will likely have all the former provosts in their in-house gallery, taxpayers will be questioning why this is a priority for an SNP-led council that is currently firing 450 teachers because of that woman and her thievery and fraudulent claims against, the people of Glasgow. There may not be actual fraud, of course, I will hasten to say that. But if she's claiming for things like shoes and coats because it's part of who I am, well, it isn't anymore, is it? The entitlement is strong with this one. Paying for your glasses. What? The people of Glasgow, do they get their stuff for free? No. They have to work for it. You should go and get a job, you thieverer. Anyway, coming up. I'm sure the 450 teachers who are about to lose their job in Glasgow will be very pleased, I suppose, that there's a portrait of this woman in the council's gallery. You can always pop along, spend all day looking at it, doing things. Anyway, I shall stop there. Thank you very much for watching. Do please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video, and I will speak to you later. Bye.